Good morning, coffee moaners. Good morning. Welcome to our channel and our kitchen table news told from our hearts, not just from our
arseholes.
Hearts and minds. So
we're not legacy.
We're not legacy. Coffee moaning is here Monday through to Saturday, and mostly at 10 o'clock. Sometimes it changes a bit. So hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we're going live. And while you're here, check out the rest of our channel. We have got so much going on in here that you could, oh God, for years, you could sit and watch all our videos of reality shows.
If you put them back to back, years.
Yeah, years. Reality shows, reviews,
and depending,
cooking, gardening, everything.
Apparently the algorithm, depending on what you watch a lot, when we upload, you will be notified more. Do you see what I mean? So say you watch
that's same with everything. No. In an algorithm, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I didn't realize. I just thought if you subscribe to a channel and then clicked all, just everything would come to you. But no, if you're particularly into films, they will prioritize the film stuff. Yeah. So you will get a tailored sort of notification situation as well.
So first of all,
but for your mental health, says MeTube, spread it out. Spread it out.
Yeah, so we have got today US aid propaganda, the incoming propaganda.
Well, that's a really important point as well. We're talking about something that you need to prepare for.
Yeah. Gaza activist abuse, just horrific. This with the Freedom Flotilla activists, and a new Trump. Well, it's not new, but I hadn't heard it before. It's so misogynistic, it's so disgusting, it's so perverted. And also we're going to be talking about the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle discussion. I know it started a couple of days ago, but we sort of missed it, and we wanted to have a bit of chat because, as ever, we like to know what you think as well, because I've been on a little journey with it.
Genes, genetics, and plays on that word and all that sort of stuff. It's been one of those mornings. We've also had in and out of the title Justin Timberlake's revealing his Lyme's disease diagnosis. And I think the reason we kind of had that in there, we know quite a few people whose lives have been impacted by Lyme disease, and also it's on the increase. So it's less about the Timberlake side of it. If we have time, we might just touch upon that, because there are some sort of symptoms that are being published in various newspapers.
Do you know what? Should we first of all, let's throw things up in the air a little and have the little girl first, the little girl in the pink dress, because we also like to intersperse the day with the show.
Likenesses of touch.
Yes. And I love
who drew on the wall?
Oh.
What happens next?
Oh, it goes on for longer than that. What happened?
Oh, I don't know. That's all you sent me. Did you send me it as a story?
No, I sent you the link.
Oh, that's bizarre.
It's very
Who drew on the wall?
Oh, send me it again. Yeah, it hasn't come through. That's all I've got.
Don't worry.
Let's show something else.
Yeah, we'll show something else. There's no sound to this. But how cute is that plate again?
Oh my God.
He's so
I see it's squirting into his mouth.
Yeah, he's squeezing it. It's having a bit more.
Oh my God, that's so funny. For those of you listening, there's a boy squeezing a baby's bottle into his mouth from a distance.
Isn't he just so adorable?
Very, very cute.
He's clever.
He's very clever. It's the kind of thing I can imagine you doing.
What?
Squeezing a bottle from across the room and being able to hit your own mouth.
We'll have to find different ways to entertain ourselves.
Yeah, very sweet.
So let's go first with the US aid propaganda.
Okay, so this got my goat last night whilst we were watching. Is anyone watching Hayu's The Valley? Oh my fucking Christ! It's the new Vanderpump Rules.
We love it.
Anyway, these are the headlines. US envoy Steve Witkoff is to visit Gaza as hospital says dozens killed seeking food. US envoy to visit Gaza aid sites as number of Palestinians killed while desperate for food grows, reports The Guardian. Now, Stephen Witkoff, who is Trump's ambassador to the Middle East, ambassador? No, he's his envoy. He's visiting, but he's also visiting with a chap, really quite hideous individual called Nick Huckabee, who is I think the Israeli ambassador to the US. So he's their guy over there. Yeah. So they're joining. So Netanyahu and the IDF are taking these two American guys who
committed Zionists.
Committed Zionists. Let's not say, I don't necessarily think they're visiting Gaza, which is what they're doing today under IDF supervision. I don't think they're visiting with a neutral perspective.
No.
And they're visiting embedded with the IDF to visit a Gaza Humanitarian Foundation site, or as we call them, bait sites, to basically see what the situation's like. Because I don't know if you remember, Donald Trump said, we need to get the food. We need to get food to everyone. Everyone needs food. We've sent $60 million. No one said thank you. I don't need thank you, but thank you would be good. So what's happening is the Israeli and American propaganda machine is just gradually trying to tell us, slowly trying to tell us and the world and the public that, you know, there's been lots of food going in. There's lots of food there. We have a humanitarian foundation situation there.
But at the same time, they do say there's 5 aid sites when there used to be 200.
Yes.
I mean, there are only 5 aid sites.
And as we know,
and you have to go south.
And the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation bait sites are positioned strategically in order to force the population to migrate towards the south.
Down to the concentration.
That's the weaponizing of aid. That's how you ethnically cleanse with aid. I mean, that's why we call them bait boxes. They're drawing hungry people who want to feed their families towards food. So the reason we've got this in the title is we are all going to have to go through the unedifying spectacle of loads and loads of interviews, quotes. Apparently, this is the bit that really stuck in my craw last night. Apparently, Witkoff and Huckabee are going to meet Gazans to hear what it's like on the ground. Don't buy it. Don't fall for it. I hope and I believe, and Nadia keeps saying, but they're so going to trip up with this. They're so obviously going to be.
Listen. If they think that people that are going to believe this, I think it's just astonishing. I think they'll shoot themselves in the foot with it.
I disagree.
Because so for the first time ever in the whole of the 2 years, the IDF is going to allow Gazans to speak.
Yeah.
Well, who are these Gazans and what have they had to have done to them to speak, first of all?
Or will the Gazan be the former drug running guy that Netanyahu's funding?
Yes.
I've got to feel. My point is, no, I agree. I think for anyone who's plugged into this crisis, no one's going to be swung over to that. But that's where I get really worried about this. For the huge millions and millions of Americans,
yes,
who are not
and
as
don't really
engaged,
want to be bothered,
and just need a toe curling clip to kind of just like, oh, okay, well, that's.
It's like when people still say to me here when I'm upset about it, and they go, oh, but isn't there a ceasefire? I just want to go, oh, just shut up.
Yeah,
please don't say that, because it means you know nothing about anything. So don't say to me there's a ceasefire.
It means what they've done on the tube is they've seen a paper or someone that's gone, oh yeah, well, that's how people consume it.
Yeah.
Some people just want to feel all right about not feeling all right. No, people want to feel all right about something awful happening in the world.
So they don't have to think about it.
So they don't have to, think about it for their day. They just want their
So that's why when we say to you, please subscribe to the channel, because it helps us out. It's only the 2 of us, but it is more important to us that it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, by the way, to share these videos that we make. It really does. If you can just change one person's mind or bring one person over to the truth that was not looking at the truth, people here are already looking at the truth. But
yes. Okay, so let's just give you some of the details. So the US envoy to visit Gaza aid sites as the number of Palestinians killed continues to grow. Steve Witkoff will visit food distribution sites in Gaza run by the controversial US and Israeli-backed GHF, where hundreds of Palestinians have died in recent weeks. According to the UN Human Rights Office, at least 859 people have now been killed in the vicinity of the GHF sites since it all started running. Most of these killings were committed by the Israeli military. Witkoff arrived in Israel last night. And because, and the reason he's there, as the Guardian's reporting, is because Netanyahu, though he wouldn't like to admit it, Israel's PR machine is faltering at the moment. The world sees them as the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's how the world sees them.
As Scaramucci said, they're ruining the brand.
Yeah,
the brand is going. Wow.
Brand Israel's fucked, to be really brutally honest with you. So he's going in, and so we're going to see the most spectacularly stage-managed footage emerging later. And I just want to give you I've got some clips here that kind of just chime in with this narrative of this propaganda. This is the kind of, what's it called? The softening of the land, isn't it?
But running parallel with it is the Green Beret, incredibly brave guy.
We'll show him,
who is at the same time going everywhere and telling the truth of it. So again, you see any stories like that pop up about him, share them, because he was there. And his story is literally petrifying.
So have a listen to what Donald Trump had to say when asked if he thought there was a genocide happening in Gaza.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has said that what is occurring there is a genocide. Do you agree?
Oh, it's terrible what's occurring there. Yeah, it's a terrible thing. People are very hungry. You know, the United States gave $60 million for food, and it's a shame because nobody, you know, I don't see the results of it. And we gave it to people that, in theory, are watching over it fairly closely. We wanted Israel to watch over it. Part of the problem is Hamas is taking the money and they're taking the food. But we gave $60 million a couple of weeks ago. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody said thank you. But I didn't need to thank you. I just wanted the people to get fed. And we're helping out financially with that situation. It's a terrible situation. So just to conclude, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you for being here. This is a great group of people, and it's a good feeling.
And I just want to show you Megyn Kelly's take on the images of starvation that are coming out of Gaza.
Always reluctant to put too much stock in the images coming out of Gaza, that phrase, because they're manipulated and they're masters of propaganda, and they're fine having their own children starve just as long as they can put them on camera and show them off to the world. That's Hamas. Wow. And frankly, it's a lot of Palestinians. So I'm very skeptical of taking those images at face value and saying it's Israel's fault. Having said that, it's time. It's time now. Israel, whether it realizes it or not, has made itself the villain of the world in letting this thing go on so long. They have lost support amongst their dearest friends. And even the entire Democrat Party here in the United States has turned against them, and they're losing Republicans by the day here in America, which is their most important ally. So whether the fight continues to be just or not is almost irrelevant. As Trump said when he was running this time last year, not yet elected, time to wrap it up.
So it's an inconvenience. This isn't about humanitarian. It's about an inconvenience, and it's about, like you rightly say. I mean, and unfortunately, Scaramucci annoys the fuck out of me now. It's about brand Israel. People are really worried about. You know, the problem here is
brand Israel. You're making it really difficult for us to keep sending you the bombs, because what's happening now is we're just hearing about the famine. I have just had a whole load of texts.
My God.
In from children, not numbers. You cannot believe what those bombs are still doing. It is total. We can't show you the photos. It's like children, not numbers. We can't show you what's actually happening to these people because it's too horrific, and we've lost sight of the bombs that are still being dropped. But babies are being thrown out of women's wombs by the ferocity of these bombs. And sorry, we've got kids upstairs, and we're not even talking about we're not talking about that anymore because we've never really spoken about that, have we? And so now they're just shifting around this word famine. And do you know why? I saw a really powerful post today. Why can they say famine and not genocide?
Yes, it's interesting.
Famine can sound like a mistake. People can think drought. People can think, oh, that region doesn't have much water. It's not the same, is it?
And also the other thing is that, again, the problem with Israel and the problem with these Zionist supporters, Witkoff and Huckabee, etc., and the propaganda machine, whilst we're all literally concentrating on this aspect of it, the humanitarian aid, rest assured that further north in Gaza, the proposal from Netanyahu to keep his government intact is the annexation of 5 key parts of Gaza. Now, as I've said many times before, we use words in a really dismissive and throwaway fashion. Annexation, when it happened in World War II, was occupation and taking over of a country. It was called invading. So the annexation of these 5 parts of northern Gaza, which essentially takes the north of Gaza. So what the Palestinians have in Gaza, which was the Strip, has come down to essentially this. Whilst we're all talking about this down south, the West Bank hostilities and settler madness is just off the record. And meanwhile, Israel is quietly, not so quietly, bulldozing absolutely everything and flattening everything up in the north of Gaza.
Each thing that they're doing, they're not hiding it. There's no cover up. And whenever you say the famine in Gaza, please say the man-made famine. Man-made famine. Now, it's caused by the siege imposed by Israel.
I've got a clip. I think, I'm not too sure if this is the clip regarding the pizzas. I think it is. This is the Green Beret guy, the former GHF Gaza Humanitarian Foundation whistleblower. There's an awful lot of clips and interviews. He's done interviews with Tucker Carlson, I think, is his most recent one,
to listen to that
which we'll listen to. So there are lots of clips online. This one is particularly unedifying. Not only last week did we have Netanyahu coquettishly doing a podcast chat about the merits of a Burger King versus a Big Mac.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
It's like, that's sort of like that. If anyone's seen The Zone of Interest, that takes it to kind of curiously Chapman Brothers-esque horror.
And the Green Beret guy, I don't know if you saw the video that was going around yesterday, and he was talking about the little tiny boy, this video of him asking for food.
The one who kissed his hand.
Said thank you. He found like a few cups and then he was shot dead in front of him.
So this is a section from the interview. Just listen to this for just the contrast of it. It's just awful.
Nothing was open. Nobody could figure out how to get food there. So we had the idea of calling Domino's Pizza in Beersheba and having them make 27 pizzas and deliver them through Volt, which is the Israeli DoorDash, to the main operations center in Karim Shalom. We then took those 27 pizzas in an armored convoy and drove them to Secure Distribution Site 1 and gave those pizzas to the Palestinian local workers.
So let me get this straight. Safe Reach Solutions was able to bring Domino's Pizza in when the entire population of Gaza is starving and there are aid trucks, UN aid trucks that are unable to enter Gaza and not allowed to distribute aid while people are starving. But SRS was able to bring in Domino's Pizza to one of their sites.
Correct. And it's abhorrent. It's, if it weren't so tragic, it would be comedy. It's not comedy because it is absolutely tragic.
What? Just read that out. GHF says, get this bit killed me at the end.
I didn't see this bit.
Gaza Humanitarian Foundation says pizza delivery began as a response to early logistical challenges at aid sites and continues. They called it a positive story.
Oh my God.
And provided additional photos.
Right, we are now in such sociopathy that they can release a statement.
So they
like
release
that. Such
images
impunity.
of boots, the boots of cars full of. Now, the head of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, I think he was in America. Was he facing questions? Talking about what he was talking about the religiosity of his organization. You know, he's a fanatic. He's a, what are they called? The American evangelist.
Oh, yeah.
He's an evangelist. So he keeps just sort of saying, this just isn't happening. This just isn't happening. And that's why Huckabee and Witkoff are there today to do his bidding and tell us all that. And the one thing that Donald Trump did say, sat next to the gimp that is Starmer, was he said, well, have you seen the lines? Have you seen the lines? Maybe what we need to do is maybe invite them into buildings. I mean, you know, he's just talking about the line that there's a sort of spectacular, sinister disconnect here. It's like some people see this and some people don't. And I can't understand those who don't. I just can't understand it at all.
What do you think, guys, of that?
It just makes me sick, says Tori Harriet. So
People, my brain's fried. It's mind-blowing, Donna.
How low can they go, Lamia
so
Sophia?
They can provide pizza safely,
Tori
but not
Harriet.
journalism safely. Exactly,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yes, exactly. So Uber Eats, not that it is Uber Eats, but Dash, whatever it is, they can get there. They're allowed to get there. They're allowed to get there, but you can't. Yeah, fucking hell. They can't guarantee the safety of journalists. It's starting to frazzle my brain. I can't quite keep up or understand. More and more horror every day, Victoria Moore. It does feel like you sort of think, how can this unfurl in a more sinister fashion?
Day, I can't believe. And, you know, as I say, I see extra stuff from my Children Not Numbers WhatsApp. It's just...
DP, absolutely. We have talked about Bob Geldof. And yes, we had a big debate earlier in the week. Go and check out our lives about celebrity coming out, not coming out. But the one thing I would say about Bob Geldof is what he says.
Yes, and he's come out with a strong argument. As you say, he's not hiding in his stories, just quoting another charity.
PhD Pickles, people need to understand the massive influence of Christian Zionists. Thank you. Everyone goes on about the conflation with Judaism, but it's a huge evangelical Christian movement.
So good you brought that up, because I was listening to Scaramucci Scaramucci and Katty Kay, Restist Politics US, and Katty Kay said to Scaramucci, do you think the Christians are going to now pick up on this? They're not going to have this. And he said, as you know, Katty Kay, there's America and then there's America. And he said, America, because of these evangelists, and they believe that the second coming will only happen if there are Jews in that region, they will shut their ears to it. It will not be happening. And that's a huge sway for America.
Am I right in thinking there's some really odd part of this evangelical kind of madness? No. But am I right in thinking this isn't the Samson Directive? That's something else, which is Israel's idea that if fundamentally the Jewish people or the Jewish state come under such sort of criticism and hostility, they nuke the world. But is there some other aspect of this kind of Christian evangelicalism, if anyone could tell me, that has as part of its narrative the idea that actually we do all go up in smoke?
I just don't. I mean, I just don't know anything about. It's just I'm literally quoting Scaramucci. That's what he said. And I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't really know enough about it.
Thank you. Yeah, Michu said, when has evangelical ever prefixed anything good? And but this is the frightening thing, isn't it, Michu? I've never heard
fundamentalist Islam.
Yes.
You see, we can't. Then that's always it's the fanatics, the extremists, but we can never allow to apply it. I do. Yeah. I will say, fundamentalist extreme fanatics.
Well, when you've got
any group of people that are wanting the end of another group of people.
You've got Ted Cruz, you've got Marco Rubio, you've got all these people quoting swathes of the Bible. Someone did say the other day when I have kind of dismissed this, saying you're quoting from a fictional text, and that was disrespectful. A Christian came on and said, "Look, would you mind not referring to it as a fictional text?" It's I get you. I'm sorry. It's a religious tone, and I understand that. It's not. I'm not a believer, so I don't sign up to it. But I think on something that is a religious belief, but is a belief. It's not a truism for the world. It's your belief. And I think the strength of some faiths is their ability to allow for other faiths. The idea that that's dictating foreign policy and global policy is fucking petrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu, I think, thinks he's Moses. I genuinely think he thinks he's Moses, but he's actually Mr. Potato Head.
Him and Trump, such hubris is terrifying.
Yeah.
Let's click onto his, shall we, at that point?
Oh, right. Now, prepare yourself, trigger warning. This is an interview that Donald Trump gave to the DJ, the radio host, Howard Stern, many years ago. I had the misfortune of going to a Howard Stern party at Cannes. Can you believe?
Did you? What was it like?
It was, well, isn't it interesting? I wish I could go back. I was filming it all, but I wish I could go back to it. So back then you used to film with a black and white viewfinder. So I just had black and white imagery. Howard Stern was there. Pamela Anderson was there. There was a really... And we were allowed in. What they do at some of the parties there is they allow the press in for 10 minutes. You sort of wander around and you open up and film everything, and then they scoot you out. But Stern was there, and it was a very. When I think back, again, I was only in my 20s. It felt creepy. The whole thing. My thing with Cannes is Cannes feels creepy. I've always it just has a creepiness about it. But anyway, this is an interview that he did some time ago. It's making the rounds again yesterday. He's talking about Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan, Howard.
I think she's hot.
There's something there, right?
Yes.
But you have to like freckles. I've seen a close-up of her chest.
Yes.
And a lot of freckles. Are you into freckles?
Okay, so there's just a pause here. Wait for this. At the time of Trump's appearance at Howard Stern, Lindsay Lohan was 18 years old.
If the father's a wreck like the way he is.
Right.
You imagine the sex with this troubled teen?
You're probably right. She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great in bed.
Back in the day.
How come the deeply troubled women?
Yes.
Deeply, deeply troubled.
Right.
They're always the best in bed. If for some reason what I said is true, I mean, they're just unbelievable.
I could tell from the...
You don't want to be with them for the long term, but for the short term, there's nothing like it.
So extrapolate that deeply troubled and then apply it to all of the deeply troubled kids that essentially Ghislaine Maxwell was... Sex trafficking is just horrendous. People are just absolutely shocked. Natasha, what the actual fuck? How did Howard get away with this, Wonder Woman? This is what I mean. The 90s. It was just such a different time.
And there's probably people laughing and applauding. And
the president.
I mean, he's very, very.
Yeah, thank you, Bridget. He's so gross. I feel sick to my stomach, says Natasha. And he's President Jackie Pugh.
Yeah. And we wonder about the
May Edmonds says at
psychopathy
least she
around
was
feeding
legal.
people. He cares nothing for human beings. Nothing. Deeply troubled.
Well,
when he actually says, and what if a dad is much of a train wreck? You know, deeply troubled. That's so evil.
But that opens clearly
Cold-blooded.
the Pandora's box on the whole concept of grooming. I mean, what he's telling you there
Which is what Ghislaine Maxwell, that's what Virginia Giffrey said, you know, they were all troubled girls. They were all troubled girls. And Ghislaine, who now has been moved to a nicer prison. Did you know that?
I didn't realise that, no.
Heard that yesterday. She's been moved to a low security prison. That's nice for her, isn't it?
Really nice.
Paedophile.
Well, they
wonder
say,
why that's happening, Mark.
Well, because I think we're going to get a very curated list of everyone who was involved with Epstein, but one person's going to be curiously absent. The guy who's spoken filth all over the radio. Just whilst we're here, Lamia Safa, I worry they're going to pardon Maxwell. I think you're absolutely right. I think
She's been moved to a nicer prison already in the last few days. She's got him by the throat, hasn't she? She's going to be pardoned. Like you said, I can pardon her if I want to.
Yeah. I just want to show you briefly this clip that the Independent has published on lots of outlets have released this footage. But this footage is fanning the flames of the idea that Epstein didn't take his life, he was murdered. On missing footage, you can see, I mean, it's very, very difficult to make out.
Yeah, can I just say one thing before this? I was listening to an interview with Epstein's brother the other day, and they were asking him all about the girls and about this. He said, listen, we didn't see each other a lot. And he said, you know, I'm not the FBI. The thing I am interested in is that when I was called at 3 o'clock in the morning to go and identify his body, the what's he called? The guy that does the
the coroner.
Well, anyway, you know what I mean. Said to him, this is not a suicide. This is a murder. And he said, and how come that's never been investigated? That's his brother said that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the coroner said that to him.
Yeah.
And yet here we are still discussing it.
And also, let's not forget, for anyone who's sort of behind the curve on this story, you know, a minute was missing from the prison video, which was actually more like 3 minutes was missing. But anyway, this is the clip that's doing the rounds. And you can see just there, you can see that orange light that they're homing in on, that orange movement is activity at his cell door, just in the time that's been missing from all the tapes.
Oh, the minute.
From the minute. And basically what the Department of Justice have said is it's clearly someone in prison fatigues moving linen and sheets or something. Now,
in the middle of the night.
There's someone moving around Epstein's fucking cell,
and they're trying to set
in the
prisoner.
2 or 3 minutes that he died. Guys,
oh god,
you can't get closer to this other than being. In a minute, we're going to have a shot of it happening.
It's just, it's so cringe. It's like I was watching something the other day, and it was TYT, and they were saying they've done a cover up with the 80s in their minds. Yeah. Meta will show everything, how many times it's been edited, You know, it's insane. It's all going to come out.
But we are in a slightly insane situation now where I loved what Scaramouche said this the other day. He said, what's happening with cover-ups is they're doing them in front of us. The only option now...
What do I say every day?
Yeah.
I miss cover-ups because we used to not know the horror of everything.
Yeah, we
and now
see
they're
it
just
all.
telling us.
And then they try and explain it. That's the weirdest part of all of it. We just want to talk about this just for a bit because we were following this is the headline that the two Australian activists who were on the Gaza flotilla ship, the Handler, Australian activists alleged they were brutalized psychologically after the Israeli military detained the Gaza aid boat. We talked yesterday about Christian Smalls, how he was day before manhandled and abused and choked and injured by the IDF. I don't believe he's yet to talk in detail about his experience in custody. But the two Australian activists, Tania Safi and Robert Martin, have described how they were strip searched, barred from external communication. She was strip searched herself. She was made to repeatedly stand and squat whilst naked.
That to me is sexual abuse.
It is sexual abuse.
Repeatedly stand naked and told to squat. They knew she didn't have anything inside her.
I know. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
It's
disgusting.
outrageous. They were handcuffed. They were pulled by their handcuffs and smashed against the walls. They were prevented from sleeping. Whenever they fell asleep, they would come in and flash a torch. And so this is torture. And the guy, is it Richard? Sorry, what's his name? Richard Martin, is it? What's his name?
What are their countries going to do about this? Because they were taken hostage from international waters against their will by an armed army, a rogue state.
Yeah, and also in breach of human rights, Robert Martin was disallowed the medication he needs for whatever conditions he has. So, you know,
is that not the definition of a rogue state, to just break international law and just do what you want? Is it? Is that the definition of it?
Also, I just want to say,
like.
just you know, the flotilla are going to mount, I think something like 12 to 17 ships with 40 nations. So it's going to be a proper like flotilla of boats that are going to go there next. I was looking into the details of the Turkish assault, you know, by the IDF on the Turkish activists. Apparently, I didn't realize 9 of the activists who died were shot at close range in the head.
No.
This wasn't like a shootout.
No, they just came in and killed them.
They just came in and summarily executed them. I mean, and that's the same unit that went to the Madeleine. I don't know if the same unit again went to this one, but you know, we're dealing with absolute
these people get back
monsters.
on these boats. They should be our celebrities of all celebrities. They should be, you know, our true idols. Where do you see bravery and altruism like that in the world anywhere else? They're just incredible. They'll all get back on those boats and they'll go back again.
Have you noticed, like the Houthis, if the Houthis sneeze near a boat, the whole world goes fucking mad.
Yeah.
But as Pac-Man67 says, Israel are the only country on the planet that can abduct any citizen from any country, from international waters, and nobody will do anything because of America.
It's totally so true.
It's astonishing, isn't it? Absolutely astonishing. Okay.
But it's so weird, isn't it, that they didn't. It's just such an odd thing, this very clever army that could do all this highly sophisticated stuff.
I know.
It all falls apart in some situations.
They have such precision until they don't. Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you want to talk? Let's talk briefly about this American Eagles campaign. This is the story here.
Has anyone seen this? Has anyone got any strong feelings about this? So this is a campaign by the company American Eagle with the gorgeous and wonderful actress Sydney Sweeney. And it's a play on words. You know, Sydney has, you know, incredible genes, spelt Genes, and they focus on her eyes, her blue eyes, and then on her hair, and then back to her genes. And to be honest, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. I would have just seen that and I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But the debate obviously has come up that this at a time in America where white supremacy is massively on the rise. It's always been there, but it's out in the open, isn't it? I mean, Trump is a white supremacist. Was it just a mistake by American Eagle, or a terrible mistake? Because, you know, believe you me, these big commercials have like a teams and teams of people working on them. And, you know, every detail would be discussed. Was it that nobody in the room thought that could be in any way insulting? Because since then, people like Lizzo have done like a piss take of it.
Got that, yeah.
Now, when
if the Democrats won the election, Lizzo's kind of superimposed her face onto wearing the jeans.
I don't think the Democrats are there to help anyone except themselves. But yeah, what do you think about it? What do you think?
Should advertisers have to navigate the political climate, asks YouTube, or just make ads?
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because I think if we weren't in such a white supremacist, febrile moment, though I say it's always been there, but it's more out there, I think we do have to be a bit more careful.
The Trip Lollipop says, we get ads completely targeting all other races. Loads of ads aren't geared for me, and I don't complain. I don't know whether part of this is because I tell you what, I don't think helps this. Am I right in thinking? I think Sydney Sweeney is quite an outspoken right wing. She's quite right wing. I think she's quite Not that that in and of itself is means you're a complete.
But she might
neo-Nazi.
not have thought about it.
No,
Like,
exactly. She wouldn't have kind of interrogated it herself whether she wanted to be the fake.
Yeah.
And some of the adverts, which are going to be all over Times Square, one of the videos, which I couldn't get hold of, I was trying to find it, is her walking towards camera, and she says something along the lines of, "It's all about who you are. Is all about your genetics. I got my genetics from my mum, and it's all blue-eyed. It's blue jean." I mean, the thing about denim is it's incredible. Denim always harkens back to a very old-fashioned America, doesn't it? Cowboys,
That's what I mean.
Levi's. It's quite, and the title of the brand is American Eagle.
And when America is wanting to take things back to 1807 or whenever it is, I don't know. What do you think?
Evie says, no mistake, it's subliminal messaging.
Do you think?
Thank you, Mitri. She's conservative, not MAGA. But yeah, Evie says, no mistake. You think so? Reese, yes, her background is Republican-based. What's this? The new Dunkin' Donuts, says Jordan Rodway ad, mentions genes too. I believe so. People are linking that with it. Glass Shield says you're getting sucked in propaganda garbage. I mean, there is a lot of people going, hang on, this is wokerati gone mad.
No,
people
but
are
it's
seeing
very
this.
powerful language, isn't it? Just that video I was playing you today about calling it the Middle East.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's so much. I love to be made to think about unconscious bias. Not with rage, not going, oh, this is disgusting, but I like to challenge. I'm loving looking. Words, I often throw this, words I used to use, things I used to say, that I would never have felt that way, but it's just like, I've just been made to understand how Middle East is just such a negative term. I've always called myself Middle Eastern.
I've always found that about the Far East, though. It's a matter of where you are on the map.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, all maps.
And it's called the Middle East in reference to where London is.
But no one's realised, the standard, the standard two-dimensional portrayal of the global map.
Yeah.
It is always with the UK at the centre, because that was when we were the imperial strength of the world.
So everything comes
from that still. I've always said, Australia, you need to just view the world from Australia. I remember our geography teacher saying this. He was teaching us about China. And it was like, you've got to pivot the world around and understand where you're
from, that's how you should call north, east, west.
Russ Ouch says, are we reading too much into this ad? I don't know, Russ.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is the conversation, Russ. It's not like we have to get like rageful, but it's like, it's interesting, isn't it? That it's like, a subliminal advertising, not just this ad, but in so many different ways we are given. I was messaging Miss Anne today, and the photographer that I talk about a lot. Follow him on Instagram; he's amazing, Miss Anne Harriman. And there's an absolutely iconic image that he took on one of the marches.
Thanks, Jane.
And it's a very English-looking guy, and he's holding a sign that says, "This has made me question my own Islamophobia." And that sign had a huge effect on me. And I said that to Miss Anne today. I said, because I realised, now don't forget, my father is Arabic. I'm extraordinarily proud of my roots. And when I saw that sign, I really started to question myself. And I thought, yeah, I have loads of Islamophobia in me. I have loads.
Because you're a product of this country.
Because we're a product of this world, And my sister was telling me, as a teacher, she had to do this unconscious bias course. And I thought Dina was going to say, I mean, what a load of old rubbish. You know what she's like? But she said it was so fascinating what she found out about stuff. I said, I want to do one. I want to just bravely, just bloody do one, show it and show where my unconscious racism is, my unconscious. Now, that's not so I can just then go, oh, God, I'm just such a terrible person. Isn't it interesting? Aren't you just interested to find out what's affected us and what's manipulated us? I just am.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to say there are extraordinarily skillful, trained advertisers and branded people in branding and advertising are extraordinarily plugged into the psychology. They have psychologists who work in advertising. I mean, of course they do. You won't believe it, but confectionery firms have psychologists working for them to talk about the mental processing of taste.
No, neuroscientists work with junk food because they know which salts and sugars light up which part of the brain. So, as you say, American Eagle, the genes. I've got the right genes from my mother Now, this can all be a huge mistake, but I can understand at a time when things are really scary, that's very scary for people that don't have Aryan genes.
Well, and also chiming in with,
Inverted
I think,
commas.
and I also think it's very easy when you have teams of experts who know the extraordinary power of advertising to then claim innocence.
We didn't know anything about
and I want to
it.
read Nazim Nazmeen's. I think the marketers plan adverts thoroughly, know what they're doing. It's definitely about eugenics, but they can pretend it's accidental.
And the thing is, it might not even be, that the people that make these, and we're not just talking about American Eagle, we don't want to get sued, we're just talking just generally. You feel the pulse of the nation, and there is a rise. There is a strength in America. There is a like, we're taking everything back kind of feeling, isn't there? Just got to look at the ICE situation.
Well,
so they will have felt that pulse.
Well, that's what Pat-Man's saying. Look, the ad people are following society trends. They feel that flow, and of course, advertising reflects that, like cinema, like the arts do, like everything.
Now I'm really pissed off about it. Now I feel like I'm sure on what
Saba
Thank you, guys.
Shaukat, I have establishment friends off the scale Islamophobic. I asked them how many Muslims they knew. They couldn't name one. It was me. I am one, and they didn't get it.
Sweetie. But many of those people, I'm assuming, would have no idea that they're Islamophobic. They might meet a Muslim person, and if they like them, they're going to be friends with them. It's not like I hate Muslim people, and therefore I would never have a friend that's a Muslim. It's just like that irrelevance, isn't it?
Institutional sort of unawareness of prejudice is quite something, you know.
When you look into yourself, it's quite scary. And I think why a lot of people go, oh God, this is all woke stuff, is because we don't want to interrogate ourselves. We don't want to investigate ourselves. We don't want to admit that we've been manipulated. As I said to Miss Anne this morning, and we worry about AI. What it's going to do to our brains. We've been so bloody brainwashed already.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Well, that was interesting. We'll hold Lyme disease for another day. It's a deep dive on that one. But thank you guys for all of your comments. Please subscribe to the channel. More content will be landing tonight. You've got the Curly Cooks tomorrow morning is a pre-record that will be landing at 11. The Saturday Morning Papers tomorrow, and we will probably, I have a sense or a feeling that we may well be responding to some absolutely toe-curling propaganda from Israel later today. So
and there's an Unfiltered going up today, me in the bath having a chat with you.
Well, there you go.
My dad was here yesterday and goes, I saw your Unfiltered the other day. My dad, my whole life, has never said to me, I've watched Loose Women, I've watched this, I've watched that. I went, you've watched Unfiltered? Did you see my face when he said it?
Yeah, no, you were slapped.
Oh, you've watched Unfiltered?
Oh, yeah, because you were worried what you might have said.
All the things I've said.
Oh, bless.
I was like, this is not the time at 92 to start watching things I do, Dad.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that another funny? I think
that is one last funny. Here we go. Before we sign off.
Wait, where is he?
He's at the pub.
Very funny.
He's at the
Oh,
God, right. I love children so much. I want grandchildren. Whose birthday? Jackie's.
Jackie, happy birthday, Jackie.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jackie. Happy birthday to you. I think it was somebody else. Was it Stephanie? Did I see
Steph.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steph. Happy birthday to you. Lovely to spend a Friday with you because I'm usually at Loose Women. So thanks. Hit that subscribe button if you can. As you know, it helps us. And can we just say again, it's been a great week for your comments. Yet again, we love hearing from you. You make us think and you make us feel like we're all part of a better side of the world.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.